Good afternoon, everyone. Yesterday, 3 students were absent from class. Each of them provided an explanation for their absence. At first glance, their excuses appeared reasonable. However, in investigations, first impressions are often misleading. When stories are carefully constructed, they tend to reveal patterns. Today, we will examine those patterns and determine what actually happened.
I chose to miss class because I genuinely believed my body required rest. I felt physically drained, mentally unfocused, and unusually exhausted. Even simple movement felt overwhelming, so I convinced myself that staying home was the most reasonable decision. At that moment, prioritizing my health felt not careless but responsible.
I was upset because I attended a funeral. It was a solemn occasion filled with silence, reflections, and emotional weights. We gathered together, shared memories, and said our final goodbyes. Under those circumstances, I felt that focusing on schoolwork would have been inappropriate.
I missed class because I believe I was contributing to something meaningful. I wanted my time to have value. Helping others, I thought, was a sign of responsibility and maturity. In the moments, social contribution felt more important than attending a single lesson.
Let's begin with our first case. Soyun's explanation focused on physical illness and the need for rest. However, evidence does not evaluate intentions. It evaluates actions. Soyun, this is your Instagram story from yesterday afternoon. It was taken at a gym.
I understand why this appears contradictory. I didn't remain at home, I went to the gym. Exercise is how I manage stress even when I feel unwell. And to be completely honest, it was a leg day. Skipping leg day would cause more emotional damage than physical fatigue.
Let's move on to the second explanation. Junyoung described the day of mourning and reflection. Emotional language can be powerful, but powerful language does not always equal the truth. Junyoung, this was your profile picture yesterday. Was this a family member you mentioned?
My statement was not entirely false. It was a funeral. However, the deceased was not inhuman. That beetle had been with me for a significant part of my life. To me, it wasn't just an insect. It was family.
Finally, we have the third explanation. Sunyer emphasized responsibility, maturity, and contribution to society. These are admirable values. But once again, we must compare words with evidence. Sunyer, this video was uploaded at the same time. Does it look like volunteer work?
I understand why this raises question. I didn't volunteer work. I attended a concert. But however, music has a power to influence emotions and connect people and inspire change. And in my defense, supporting art also contributes to society. And happiness, in its own way, is a form of service.
Now the pattern is clear. Different excuses, similar behavior. The truth was not hidden. It was documented, uploaded, and shared. In the digital age, stories can be rewritten, but evidence remains. This case is closed. And remember, before you lie, review your social media history. Thank you for your attention.